Okay, this is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Katrina the Creep.
Oh,
And we've got Joseph Joel.
That's two different names right there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's
Maybe
up?
one of the characters' names. We'll find
Maybe.
out.
Maybe.
All right, so today we are here to talk about Creep and Creep 2. You get a 2-for-1.
Yes.
In this episode. The Creep Tapes, which is a series, has at least the first 2 episodes has appeared on Shudder, and so we thought we would go back to watch and review Creep and Creep 2 to get ready for those, because I've been looking forward to what is going to happen next in the Creep universe, and so I'm happy that they are releasing like episodes, which is pretty cool. I think this is a good series or franchise or whatever you want to call it to do something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect for that. So
yeah,
but before we can talk about those, we got to talk about the movies.
Yeah.
we do.
Yep, that's how we do things here.
In order.
Yeah.
All right, so Joel, we're gonna review both of them. So can you just, I mean, there's not a ton of characters in these movies.
There really isn't.
But can you tell us who is a part of Creep?
All right, so this one stars Mark Duplass. And I will say one thing about something that he has an upcoming project called it's right now it's a 2025 TV show called Untitled Orphan Project. Now, when I looked it up on IMDb, it sounded awful lot like Orphan, the movie.
Oh.
Which is getting another movie.
Yeah.
Like I think next year also. So it's kind of weird that they have if it is like it sounded like it, but I just wanted to mention that one with the actress who plays Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy is also going to be starring it. I guess she's leaving the show for this. So yeah, I just thought that it was interesting because I know Child's Play did that with the original still coming out with stuff, and then they doing a reboot on top of that. So yeah, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, they did that recently with Alien too. We got the Alien show now coming. They just had Alien Romulus. So yeah, they were going to do that with Hellraiser too. I don't know that we're going to get that show, but
yeah, that was supposed to be a show.
Yeah,
that
we don't need that.
Talked about a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it stars Patrick Bryce, and that's it for actors. I usually have 3, but there's literally 2.
Yeah. There's someone on the phone at one point, but I guess that person isn't part of the cast.
Oh, is this for Creep 1? The first Creep?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the person on the phone, I forgot what her name was, but I think her and Mark Duplass are married because she was she was a character on The League.
Oh, was she?
She was one of the main characters in that show, which is Mark Duplass's show also.
Yeah.
And then when I looked at IMDb, like they have a short film together as well. So I think that she's the voice on the phone. I forgot what her name was, but I just didn't write it because she has like 2 lines. So
they are important lines.
They are. They definitely are. This was written by Patrick Bryce and Mark Duplass, and this was directed by Patrick Bryce. So he is definitely involved in the entirety of this of this movie.
Yeah,
they both are.
Okay, so we've got a young videographer answering an online ad for a one-day job in a remote town to record the last messages of a dying man. When he notices the man's odd behavior, he starts to question his intentions.
Oh, man.
This is a found footage film, if you didn't know. And before we get into reviewing it, make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. Make sure you like and comment on this video. Let us know what your thoughts are on this movie if you've seen it, or either of them. And also, we're going to stay away from spoilers for both Creep and Creep 2. And then in Patreon, we will kind of do a combined spoilerific segment talking about both the films, maybe
and comparing,
comparing them and all that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll probably do some comparing in this, but and we're going to talk about Creep and then Creep 2 after we're done with Creep and we've given it a rating. Okay.
You forgot to say word.
Yep.
Oh, shoot. Let's come up with a word for this one that best describes Creep. I'll go first. Psychological.
Oh, okay. Joel?
Creepy.
Ah, I thought about that word.
So I can't use that one, but
yeah,
whatever. It's in the title.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with peachy.
Peachy. It's just peachy.
It's peachy. Peachy keen.
All right. So
my other word was gonna be manipulative, but you got psychological.
Yeah,
so
pretty manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
So I love this movie. It's a 2014, I believe I saw is when it came out. It's been on Netflix for years.
Yeah.
As far as I know, it had not come off Netflix. And I just watched it on Netflix. We did. And so it's still there. And Mark Duplass, I like everything that he's done, at least that I know of. The League, the Morning Show. He's good in that.
Oh, he's
the
that
producer guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like Safety Not Guaranteed?
Yeah, Safety Not
Oh
Guaranteed.
gosh,
Yeah.
Danny's favorite movie ever.
Yep, he's the main
my
character
gosh.
in that.
Yeah.
The first movie to ever make him cry.
Oh, speaking of, a little side note. If you haven't seen The Wild Robot, be prepared if you're going to watch that. It will wreck you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Be prepared.
It is quite a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so scariest movie of all.
Yes, very horror. Scary and
very
action
packed. Action packed.
So, I love this movie. I love that actor. I like found footage movies. The three of us are pretty well fans of found footage, I would say. And this is like the perfect version of what a found footage movie should be, I think. It's not too big. Small set, small, number of characters. Yeah. It's all just dialogue and then just weird stuff happening around, which is what the best found footage movies have. Take note, VHS.
Yeah.
That's what it used to be. And
I know.
The movies that stick to that when it comes to found footage are the ones that are the best. So,
although I will say Cloverfield is amazing, and that's a pretty big movie.
That is a very big movie.
That's that's a rarity in this.
Yeah, it's in a league of its own, really.
Yeah,
it's like that's pretty wild. So
yeah,
but typically, keep it low scale and keep it all about what the characters are saying to each other, what's happening around the characters.
Yeah.
Get kind of out of the sci-fi stuff and just the big set pieces, and you don't need all that. Make it real. And this movie felt real. Mark Duplass does a great job being welcoming, but at the same time creepy and almost like, well, very much like a sociopath.
yeah, he kind of is.
And like, but he kind of, he approaches it in a way where it's like he's likable though at the same time.
And you're like,
I guess that's the point though.
Yeah. Well, and you're like questioning, like, is he actually being genuine here, or is he like still playing the game, or like you're like,
is he like on the spectrum? Maybe does he have some social deficits in this is just kind of how he interacts with people, and it's a little different. Maybe that's just what's going on, and his story is his story real?
Yeah, that's the thing, is like you're like constantly like, okay, is he actually being himself right now? Or is he still just like kind of playing this game with these people?
And how far is this gonna go? Like, because it's really he's just weird, and asking uncomfortable questions, telling uncomfortable stories, just awkward, but like there's some sort of threat there as well. It's not explicitly said. It doesn't like threaten anything specifically. So how safe is this character? Is this character like, is his life at risk, or is it this is just a weird guy, and that's the extent of it? You're like, how far does this go? What I'm like when I first saw it is what I'm trying to like figure out. Okay, are we going all the way, or what? What's going to happen here? So it kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat with that type of stuff. What do you think, Joel?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. This movie came out, you said 2014. So I think people probably didn't watch this movie that often, just because it was about the time where found footage movies were kind of like dying out a little bit, and like there were so many of them. Can't really keep track of all of them. There were between like 2008 and like, I want to say like 2012 or so. But this is honest. This is in probably the top 5 of found footage films for me.
We did a ranking with
I don't remember if it was
Ken Sledge from Sledgehammer Horror. If you guys want to look back on our channel,
but Joel wasn't on it.
He was?
No, weren't you not able to do it because it was live?
He was on.
That was I think that was a different one you guys were doing on his channel.
Oh, that was the unintentional funny.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joel. You were very important on that episode.
I'm pretty sure Creep was in the top 5.
Yeah.
For you.
As it belongs, because it is a really good movie. And you don't need a lot of people in your movie to make a good movie. I love movies with just dialogue heavy movies. I love Quentin Tarantino movies. I love Kevin Smith movies. Like, it's just like, that's like all it is dialogue. And even in horror, like, as long as you keep it creepy and keep it a little disturbing, you can have a 90-minute dialogue heavy movie, like, and have it work. As long as the horror elements are still there. And I see Peach Fuzz right in front of me right now, and that's definitely a horror element.
That mask is scary.
Yeah,
the mask is scary,
and the way he uses it.
It's like he changes into a completely different person when he puts that on.
Oh my gosh. It's like, and the way he reacts with it, it's like, oh yeah, just Peach Fuzz, like it's just some cuddly little like Barney toy or something. Like, no, dude, like that's not like a typical thing that you would just see, and it's not very inviting. It's just like terrifying looking.
Yeah.
It's like funny how like just nonchalant he is about it.
Well,
it's like one of the scariest masks ever.
And that's where you're like questioning, like, is he really not getting how, like, or is he just playing with them,
around,
but then he tells like that super creepy story, like a few of his stories, like, are quite creepy, and you're like, wow, that's disturbing.
That one story, when he told him to turn the camera off, we got to hit. Oh my goodness.
I love Tubby Time too.
That's like right off the bat. I'm like, all right, this guy's interesting.
But at the beginning, you're like feeling for him. he's like, come on.
Yeah.
You're coming too. And then he's like, you're not getting in with me.
Don't be weird.
Yeah. But then you're like feeling for him, you know, like you like are like, man, this is sad, you know?
Yeah.
And I was expecting, I don't think it's a spoiler to say like why he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a spoiler?
Well, no, that was part
in
of the description.
Okay.
It was like his dying wish.
His dying wish. Okay. Yeah. So I was thinking because he had like a brain tumor, I was thinking, is he gonna be like, because when you first are watching it, that's what you're thinking, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I was thinking, is he gonna like switch up and be like crazy because he has this tumor? And that's
like
what
personality.
That's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Like he starts like losing his mind and stuff.
Yeah. Or maybe he is calling this guy there. This isn't what happened, but he wants him to perform surgery on his brain tumor because the doctor said it's inoperable. And maybe this guy is like a medical student or something.
Yeah, might as well put an ad out
in
Craigslist for a med student.
Yeah, Craigslist for a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
Not just a medical student, but a neurosurgeon. Yeah. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do.
Well, it's kind of similar. I just thought of this to Safety Not Guaranteed with the ad.
Oh, because of an ad.
Yeah, because he has the ad and he wants people to respond and go and basically film him for his what he wants to do.
I mean,
that's where he got the idea.
They had an ad. Yeah, I think they both had ads. That's similar. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it goes much.
You just wanted to put a horror spin on that, and that's
well. The other thing is, it's him.
Yes.
The same actor.
Yeah.
And he's weird. And he's just misunderstood. Yeah. So what I like too is this doesn't just take place in the one interaction with the two characters. There's more to the story that occurs, within the coming days. And that was creepy too.
Yeah.
Although I do think, what's his name? Patrick
Bryce.
Aaron, I think is his name.
Yeah, Aaron.
Yeah.
Not the best actor. There were some moments where I was like,
yeah,
that was not too believable. But
at the same time, that's like good for a found footage sometimes because it's like it makes it more legit because like he wouldn't be taking these jobs from Craigslist if he was good at what he does. Like if he was super good. Like that's part of his character is not being that good. So I feel like it can be excusable, and so that's where found footage has an advantage,
right? Well, and found footage, kind of one of the tropes that it falls into is, why are you even recording this? Why are you documenting when you woke up in the middle of the night and had a dream? And
I know that was bugging me
about your dream.
That was bugging me. Every time I'm like, but why is he filming? Like, that's the first thing you're thinking of doing. Like, oh my gosh, I just had this weird dream.
Yeah.
Let me get my video camera out and
document
record
my dream.
This. Yeah. And like, how many other dreams do you have recorded? And like,
maybe records them all.
Yeah. Like,
Dream journal.
Dream journal. Yeah. Yeah.
But it just opens up the middle of the night scenario. So then there can be noises in the house. There can be, other things going on. And, now he's awake. And so it's like there's those opportunities. Same thing happens in Hell House LLC. the camera guy kind of wakes up in the middle of the night and is like talking to the
camera.
But
he has a reason. He's turning the camera on because that's his light. He's like, wait, what was that? And he turns the camera on for light and to like, because he's like, I want to like prove to the others.
Right, that's true.
That I'm hearing these things.
That's true, because they weren't believing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
feel like that
one.
Yeah, I feel like he had much more of a reason.
Yeah.
To me, honestly, like that's probably my least favorite part of this movie. That's what I like least about this movie is that whole end part of it being when it's not the filming anymore and he got home.
He's still filming things.
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't think it added to the movie.
I liked it because I feel, well, I didn't like all of it. I liked everything really except for the middle of the night stuff. Because I do feel like he's still trying to document this experience because of things that are occurring, continuing.
But why is he trying to? Because like the whole reason he was filming was because this guy hired him to film his last days.
Yeah.
He wasn't filming something like his own video vlog.
Well, and now he wants to, though, because he's like, this guy was crazy and these other things are happening, so I'm going to keep
And I know
going.
he filmed at the very beginning where he was like, okay, I'm heading out.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do this thing.
Yeah.
And I guess so, like, I don't know, maybe he vlogs or something.
Yeah.
But it didn't show him as like, is that something he does?
Yeah.
You know, like even at the beginning, he didn't explain like why he was filming that he was going to do this.
Yeah. Did he say anything about like being a vlogger or a
avid
videographer or something?
Yeah. I didn't catch anything like that, but like it does kind of for me make sense. Not the filming in the middle of the night, but filming after it's all done, because he filmed in the beginning. He's filming the beginning when it all happened, and then like at the end when it's done, but there's still some residual stuff going on that had to do with that. So we wanted to make sure that he probably could get everything done and edited together. But yeah, the middle of the night stuff that doesn't really make any sense because that's not going to be part of his video. Like that's
well, and the first time he pulls out the camera and is like, okay, I got home. Still, it feels like there's still like weird stuff happening or whatever, but I'm trying to move past it and like glad to be home and I survived this. But after that, it's like I feel like that one time was fine, but even when it wasn't middle of the night, it was like he gets this package, and so then he's like, I'm gonna film this. I'm gonna film myself receiving this package, and it's like
he knew the package was weird because it had no return address,
but he didn't.
So that's why he started filming. Because he was like, I just got this. There's no return address. I don't know what this came from. And he got a couple of things before that too. And he didn't show himself opening it up and everything.
Okay.
He just started using it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we
just started seeing it. It was like a cut to something else. And then it like he turned the camera around. He's like, I just got this in the mail. I don't know what to make of this. Remember when he's filming his TV?
Oh,
and then he turns it around.
Yeah.
So I could buy him
doing that.
Just
okay,
not the
I don't
middle of the
remember.
night stuff
I
where
didn't
he's
remember
talking about his
him.
dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't remember him saying that, but that makes sense.
I did like that conversation that they had, where he was asking if he needed money, and he was like, "No, I'm good." And he's like, "You don't have to lie about that. Like, if I was hungry and you had abundance of food, you'd share your food with me." And I was like, "That's actually a really smart way of like, because a lot of people don't like to asking for money. because ego thing or whatever. But when you're putting it in context like that, it actually does make sense. Like it's I don't know, it simplifies it a little bit.
That's how a sociopath can make you feel like things are okay when maybe they're not. Like they can use metaphors or analogies that seem to match, but only match to a certain degree. But there's other aspects to it that is not considered. And so, you can kind of get tricked into things because of that.
Yeah.
And so he does a good job with like making things seem normal when they're not.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of the end? Without saying
the end
how it ends.
Love it.
Love it? All right. Katrina loves it.
Yeah, I thought, honestly, without going in specifics, I feel like it's the only way they could have ended it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because of we'll go into.
I feel like one of the characters was way too trusting, and not very on alert, I guess.
Well,
but he even points that out. Yeah.
No, I know he does point it out. And so I guess they address it within the movie, so that's true.
Yeah, and that's what makes him his favorite.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, I love it. And I love Aaron for that.
Yeah.
Like it's like, man, he had such a good heart.
Yeah.
Like,
and
he's like, man,
Joseph
why do you have to do this to me?
Yeah.
When he like gets his last thing and oh man. Now I feel for you again.
Yeah. All right. Let's rate this one. And then let's see the critics. Let's see the critics and then we'll rate it.
Yeah, we gotta see.
Yeah, I'm curious about this one. Someone can go. I feel like this is more of an audience type of.
I thought I was hearing that it was pretty well reviewed by critics.
We'll find out.
And I am more right than you.
Oh,
much more right than you.
Wow.
The tomato meter has this at a 91%.
Wow.
All right.
Critics love this movie.
Dang.
I was thinking it was over 90 is what I was remembering. And the popcorn meter has it at a 66%.
Wow.
Yeah. Audience almost spilled their popcorn.
Right, audiences, what's the matter with you?
Almost spilled their popcorn.
IMDb has it at a 6.3.
Okay. I guess that's fair. Sure.
Yeah, it should be at a 7
for IMDb.
Whatever.
And Google has it at a 3.2.
Okay.
So there we go.
Something I will say as well. This movie doesn't have a ton of rewatch value. I feel like once you know how it's going to end, it's still good, but it's just not a super fun movie. I wouldn't say.
Yeah. I agree with that, especially that when he gets home. Like that, it really started losing my attention.
Yeah, well, there's no dialogue anymore.
I guess so. And it was just, I was more critical about it when he got home and why are we filming and what's the point anymore? And
I think that might be.
I was just kind of anxious for the end. Ugh,
though.
No.
Like imagine, I mean, obviously the first half, I mean, that's frightening too. But for it to kind of follow you still.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I just didn't. That's the one thing about this movie is I couldn't really put myself in his shoes. I feel like I could more so at the very beginning. And then I kind of lost that ability to do that. And I was just waiting for the end. Mm-hmm. I was like, once you know the end, you're like, okay,
just kind of waiting for it.
When's it coming? You know, because it's a significant end.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's rate it. I'll start. I'm gonna go 92.
Wow. Okay.
That's actually exactly what I was gonna say.
Wow, guys.
What I was thinking.
This one was very impactful for me when I first saw it. Okay. And I've seen it a number of times since. And I do think it doesn't have like super rewatch value, but it was like, it's a movie that stays with you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm going 92.
Okay. Man, I didn't think I was going to be that much different than you guys. I was thinking, I mean, what I already had in my head, I'm feeling bad. Like I'm critical of it. I like the movie, but I was planning on doing a 77.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Just because it's not one that I'm like, oh, let's watch Creep again. You know, it does stick with you. It definitely is like, oh yeah, I remember that movie. Yeah, I don't know why, but I really didn't like him at home.
Yeah.
And that's what really pulled my score down.
Yeah.
I guess I like Joseph's, I was gonna say Joshua. Joseph's character, you know, and wanted to see him more.
Yeah,
you know, very interesting character. I like the dialogue part. Like Joel was saying, like when it is the dialogue heavy part, that's the part that I really like of the movie.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what the movie does so well.
Yeah. Because he's unpredictable. You can never tell what he's gonna say next.
Yeah.
Like it's just like
what's he gonna lure you into?
Yeah.
With his ways. Kind of like a Norman Bates, Hannibal Lecter, you know, like those psychological horror villains. Kind of, you know, plays a role like that. All right.
Okay, so Creep 2.
We are going to get into Creep 2 now. And so, Joel, can you tell us who's a part of that one?
Creep Dose. All right. So this one stars, surprise, surprise, Mark Duplass. He comes back. And Desiree Akavan. There's a third person too, but he is in the beginning and he's not in it a whole lot. So gonna leave it at that.
Yes, that's the best part of the movie.
It was written by Mark Duplass and Patrick Bryce. He came back to write and direct, and directed by Patrick Bryce. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So we got a video artist looking for work, driving to a remote house in the forest to meet a man claiming to be a serial killer. But after agreeing to spend the day with him, she soon realizes that she made a deadly mistake.
She soon realizes.
If I read that description and didn't know anything about the movie, I would probably not watch the movie because that sounds really dumb. Like, oh, this video person goes and meets up with a serial killer. And then realizes that she made a deadly mistake. Like, okay.
Yeah, the way it's worded.
First of all, she didn't know that he was a serial killer until she got there.
Yeah, well, and
she didn't believe him then. Like,
I think it's a little deceptive when it says soon realizes.
Yeah.
That's a little extreme saying
definitely took a
soon
while
realizes.
Yeah.
It's like the last like 5 minutes.
I mean, all the red flags are there. She even talks about that, but like still, and he does say that.
She
very shortly
in
all the meeting.
Yes, in all reality, she should soon realize.
Yeah.
But she soon is informed.
Yeah.
But does she realize it? I beg to differ.
She needed that video. She needed that one last episode.
And so this is a thing too. The description of her was what? A
video artist or something?
Video artist. She was a YouTuber.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Video artist. Yeah. She had a show on YouTube where she would like find Craigslist ads and go meet up with people and she would document all
the encounter.
Weird people.
Sounds like a really interesting show.
I know. I'm like, I kind of would watch that.
Kind of cool,
right? Like,
sounds dangerous, but it sounds kind of cool.
Yeah,
it does sound cool, but I guess the stuff she was showing.
Apparently, it wasn't very. Yeah, it wasn't doing very well. But I'm like, man, I feel like I'd watch something like this. Like, that's a good idea. But yeah.
So she wants to, really, she's like done doing it, but she wanted to do one last one. She's like, this is gonna be the last one.
She wasn't getting the views. She was getting like 9-10 views a video, and
and so she's like, okay, I think I hit the jackpot with this one. Like I gotta stick in there with this video. This guy is very interesting and he has these claims, and she kind of is like pushing the envelope with him.
Because she doesn't believe that he actually is a serial killer.
This one's psychological on both ends. I feel like it like kind of he's playing with her, but then he's also serious, and then she's doing the same thing. So it's kind of like this battle of the minds.
It's even more so. It puts you even more so in that state of mind where you're like, is this him or is this serial killer him?
Yeah.
Like,
and is he like, is his plan really what he says his plan is?
Yeah.
Or is this just another game for him?
Yeah.
And it's gonna end like we think it's gonna end. What's the end result here? And so when I say it, it sounds really good, but I feel like it was kind of weird the way it was done, where it's like the viewers kind of off kilter, but it wasn't believable, I guess. I don't know. It was just off to me. And she was off. He was him, but he was different. Though, and I don't know. I didn't feel tense in this one necessarily.
Yeah.
Like the first one. I felt like in this one I was like, okay, what is going on? What's the ultimate goal of this movie? Like, where are we going to get? I'm not feeling like anybody's really in danger. I'm not feeling like someone's going to snap and do like, I'm not on the edge of my seat.
Okay.
In this one. So
for me, this one, I felt kind of, I don't know if it was more on edge, but like I felt more like she was in danger. I think especially because knowing him,
I've seen the first one,
knowing that he's not lying about what he's saying to her, and knowing how much she's trying to push him. I was kind of like waiting for him to snap. I was waiting for him to have like this that's it moment, I loved that he like kept trying to jump scare her, and she like was like, what are you doing? Like, good
was
one.
Really trying to get her.
She was just, and he kept calling her out on how like just monotone and boring she was, and he's like, you don't sound excited about this at all. It's like
so let me get naked and then you'll
well, and he's like I feel like he's like, I'm gonna make you a star. You know, I'm gonna help you out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I did feel more like I did feel tense with it because I was waiting for him to snap, to, you know, change his mind of why he was doing this. So I felt a little more on edge.
More in this one than the first one, you think?
It's hard because the first time I watched the first one, I think I was, you know, maybe just as on edge. But again, part of the reason why the first one I gave kind of a lower score, not just the ending, but like the rewatchability, it just, you don't feel as worried or scared or whatever. You're just kind of waiting for it when you rewatch it. And so I don't know if I remember for sure, you know, but I feel like it's probably even about how on edge I felt on both of them.
Yeah. When I first saw both of them, I thought, well, these are like pretty much even movies. Like, I think they're both good and both just as good as each other.
I definitely liked the first one better, I think. Probably because I liked the chemistry of the first one better.
Yeah. I guess that's what I mean by off. The chemistry was off.
The chemistry was off, and it felt, when there was chemistry, it felt forced. Felt like forced chemistry.
What do you think?
What do you think, Joel?
I agree for the most part with the chemistry wasn't exactly there most of the time in this one. I also, there were times in this movie where it seemed like she did believe what he was saying about him being a serial killer, but just didn't care because she wanted to get this story out. She wanted to, you know, get this last episode done. And then, so it just, I like the story in this movie. I feel like there's more of a story in this movie than there is in the first one.
Yeah.
Because you at least, you know what she's trying to do. It's very similar, but there's, you know, more about her career, her, like, what she's doing in this than you did in the first movie. First one, he was just like finding an ad in Craigslist and okay, that's it. This one, she's like, all right, I've been doing that. But I need to go out with a bang here, and this one sounds like it could be a lot of fun, I guess. So I understood, like, her not backing down no matter what. She needed to get this story out. And no matter, like, she even, like, you know, did the whole, she knew that there were red flags all around. And even then she was like, I still want to do this. Like, I'm still getting paid to make the story. There were some weird moments with her and him. That I'm like, I can see it just because of the Craigslist episodes she had done previously. Like, she'd be comfortable around strangers like that
but they're like laying on her lap and
like really weird things. Like, okay, well, this is for a video, I guess, or for a YouTube channel. But how she was like, he wasn't asking her to do this; she was just doing it herself. Like, okay, if they don't ask you to do it, then you don't have to do it. Like,
there were definitely some parts where I'm like, what's the intention, and like, what are you trying to get out of this?
Well, and sometimes I think it was like she was trying to get him to snap. She wanted to get him to be weirder or be like,
or to get more comfortable
that he
with
said
her.
He was.
Or to get more comfortable and trusting of her.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Because there's one point where he's like, just go. Just get out of here. And then she has to do something to get him to kind of calm down. And then, then she's able to stay.
But I felt like that was also her trying to
push him a little bit too. Yeah, because she would not go, and she turned off the music, and you know all that. So, too many details, but you don't know what I'm talking about. Turn off music.
Turn off the music. That was such a spoiler. There's music in this video.
I know, it's found footage. Where's their music? So something I don't like, and this is found footage type of complaint. Sometimes, you know, there'll be a scene, and then it'll cut, and then the camera comes back on, and it's like they're like looking for each other. Like someone has the camera, and it's like, oh, hey, where are you? And they're like, oh, I'm over here doing the dishes. And it's like, you guys are, why are you like separate now? Like, why are you separate, and then you don't know where the other person is, and then I'm going to turn the camera on and go find them, and now they're doing dishes. Like, I don't know. It seems like I wish there was no cuts like that, because I just don't see how it flows. It makes it not flow very well.
Yeah, there shouldn't be.
I don't know if I'm
cuts
making sense.
Movie, because the cut means you turned it off. Like, why you're filming the entire thing? Why are you turning the camera off at all? So I do understand that, and it happened quite a few times in this movie.
It did. Yeah,
where there's just like cuts. Like, what? Why are you? Like, what's going on?
Like, something else is happening. Yeah. It's and it happens in a lot of found footage movies where it's like, okay, we don't know how to transition from this scene to this, so we're just gonna cut, and then we're gonna jump in right here, and anything in between is, you know, whatever.
And in some of them you can make sense of it.
Yeah, if it's like the next day, or like I don't know, where they're like not getting anything, you know, they're like, okay, we're gonna stop filming for now, and then turn it back on because I remember I wanted to do this or whatever. But with this one, like Joel said, it's like you're supposed to be recording the encounter. Like, why would you turn the camera off? Well, and at times it wasn't even like, multiple times it was him turning the camera on and like going and filming her. It was like she was going and doing other things, and like not with the camera, and it's like, why are you guys even separate? Like, what are you doing over here?
Doing there?
Like, what's going on to where you turn the camera on, you have to find the other person? I don't know. It just,
like, why are you still there if you're not filming him?
I'm like,
you're just hanging out at his house now.
We're just chilling, and I'm gonna do the dishes, and I'm gonna go take a shower. Like, what?
That
was weird. It was like the tub part.
That was a tub. That was one of the uncomfortable parts where it's like, why are you doing this? And then like massaging him and stuff. And then she's like, I'm gonna go take a shower. Okay, cool. It's for announcing that.
It was. The chemistry was off, but it was like intentional. Like, she was trying to do things, and that threw the chemistry off, and it's like weird for an audience member to watch.
Well, and like, why are you going and taking a shower and like,
one of the reasons it was mentioned was so that she could like scare him, because she knew he was going to go up there and try to find her, and
she actually did take a shower though.
She was in a robe. She was she was in a towel, I think. But
it was weird.
I did like the end. But at the same time, it kind of is like an end, and I don't necessarily like that. Or well, no, it's not.
Mm-mm.
Never mind.
Well,
I loved the end actually. Never mind. I forgot that there was a scene after that I really liked, where he whistles.
oh yeah,
I really liked that. That was a good end. So never mind.
I hated the end. No, actually, I love the end.
Yeah.
The scene before the end,
Nobody had
I'm
to
like
top in
kind of
that.
up in the air about that. But
Mhm.
then I'm glad they added that extra little thing at the end. That, yeah, I
Yeah.
liked. That's a creepy little song that he sings.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
About Peach Fuzz. It's like the
gonna get copyright stricken.
I'm as friendly as a rabbit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He sings it in the first one. I don't think he sings it in this one.
I think he.
No, I think he sings it in this one. In the first one, he has like a different song that he
Oh,
sings because it's more like a dancing around kind of
yeah,
song in the
that
first one.
I like the first one. Yeah.
Well, and when he's like kind of the picture we have where
Yeah.
he's blocking the door,
Mhm.
he starts kind of like dancing, and then Aaron's like, "No, stop!"
Stop. Yeah. It's like Aaron gets so upset.
Don't dance.
Aaron had the best reactions. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's why Joseph was so disappointed by her because she just did not have any reactions. And he's like, man,
I can't crack you. Yeah.
You're so boring. All right. Should we see what the critics think and then say what we think?
The critics think of this one.
Yeah. Listen to this, guys.
Oh.
This is a critically acclaimed movie.
Man.
This has got 100%.
What?
Meter.
How many ratings?
27.
27. Still good.
That means 27 people thought it was a perfect movie. That is pretty crazy.
Yeah. And the popcorn meter has it at a 71%.
Okay.
So
still higher.
Higher than yeah.
Well, so 27 people thought it was a 60 or higher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So IMDb has it at a 6.4.
Which
that's
I
also
think
higher.
again is also higher.
Mm-hmm.
Although this movie was more recent than Creep.
Yeah, I don't think it was as
by like 3 years or something.
Highly viewed, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2017.
This was a Netflix movie. So Netflix presents. So that might be why they're both still on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both Blumhouse too.
That's
Blumhouse
true.
back when they're actually making good movies.
Yeah. Okay. So 3, what was it for Google?
Google 3.5.
3.5.
Okay.
Right, that's higher too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what our scores are. Joel, let's start with you this time.
Oh man. All right. Well, okay. So I give the first one a 92. There are aspects of this movie that I don't like as much as the first, but there are also aspects of it that I like more than the first. I might just keep my same score because honestly, they're 92 for both.
Yeah.
I feel like they're pretty equal in terms of in terms of how like the movie, how it's shot, how it's acted, everything about it really. They're different but equal.
Yeah.
To me.
Okay.
What about you, Katrina?
I definitely didn't like this one as much as the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like her. She was like Joseph thought it was boring.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't interested in her. and I didn't care about what happened to her.
Yeah.
I was kind of like wanting more to happen. And I did like his character. The scene at the water was just the best. Like,
this is
yeah. If the waves were here, and yeah, that was just the best. But I'm gonna say 72.
All right. So I feel like this really could have just done the same thing as the first one. It really could have been just same kind of thing with just a different person that he's luring and then killing at the end. And it probably would have been fine to do a sequel like that.
Like the opening scene.
Yeah, the opening scene. We didn't even talk about that.
Great.
The opening scene was really good. But they went a different route, and I feel like I respect that. You know, like you added another extra couple layers to it, and you made it a different movie. And I feel like this is something you do down the road with sequels. Try new things, but they went right away, and while still having the same kind of foundation. So I respect that. I like that a lot.
And they can still go back and do more of the first one.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like
it doesn't close the door on it.
Right.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that, I said 92 as well, because same with Katrina, I don't like her as much. She's not as interesting and just not as likable of a character. I'm going to go a little lower than my rating for Creep, but it's not going to be much lower. I'm going to go 88.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's interesting because critics liked this one so much more, and audience did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it has a lot. I mean, we could check, but I feel like it probably has a lot less ratings.
Yeah, there definitely are a lot less ratings on IMDb.
Yeah.
For this one, for Rotten Tomatoes, let's see. I didn't look at how many reviews there were for the first one. Come on. Yeah, there were 34 for the critic review for the first one, and there was 27 for the
So not too different.
That's not very different at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so if you like found footage movies, I think you'll enjoy these. So if you haven't seen them, they're on Netflix. Go watch them both, and then let us know what you think. If you've seen them already, let us know what you think. See who you agree with. Do you agree with me and Joel, or are you more on the Katrina bummer side of things?
I'm not a bummer. It's still got a C. It's an average. And I like the movie.
Yeah.
It's just like there's certain parts, certain things that make me not like it, and then it's that rewatchability too.
Yeah, that's
a big part of it.
There's like not a lot that's going on.
Yeah.
Too. So if there's like stuff that you're like kind of about, it kind of makes a bigger thing.
Yeah.
There isn't too many other things going on.
Yeah. Well, and for me, like, because there's other found footages that I feel like are rewatchable. Like, and there's other movies that, like, once you know the end, you still want to see it again. You know, like,
the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, it's like, to me, it doesn't have that. It doesn't hold that value.
Yeah, it's not a fun enough watch.
Yeah.
I get that. All right. Well, now we're going to go to Patreon, patreon.com/scaretalk, and we're going to get deeper into Creep and Creep 2. If you're a part of that, then, head on over there if you're not there already. Otherwise, see you next time.
Yeah.